Hey guys, trying to do something a little different today. I'm gonna break this up into a couple different pieces and then just post it all at the end of the day. So I'm just sitting out here on my break. It's pretty out here in the shade. It's a little uncomfortable in the sun, but whatevs. Um, it's been a weird couple days. Haven't been in a bad mood. Haven't been in a good mood. Nothing's really happened. Nothing bad. Had a great night Friday night. It's just been in a weird place lately. And I think I've been really focusing a lot on changing, being aware, focusing on the things I can control, and trying like hell to let go of the things that I can't control. And that has been my challenge in the last several days. I've been trying to read different things, whether they're inspirational, whether they're scriptures. Been watching a lot of the same. Also just kind of watching some junk just to disconnect and relax a little bit. But so I guess that's my question for everybody. What do you do when you feel like you need to disconnect or relax? How do you handle that? So I'm gonna pause this for now, and I'll be back later this afternoon just to kind of see how things are going and see if I'm in a different headspace. It's been, like I said, it's been an interesting couple days. Hey guys, this is kind of part two to earlier today. Like I said before, it's been a weird day. I haven't been in a bad mood. Haven't been in an overly good mood. Haven't been like sad, but haven't really been happy either, if that makes sense. It's just kind of weird. And I've let myself get into my head a little bit too much, and I am fully aware of that. I've tried to adjust, and when I start getting down, I'll just yell at myself. No, we're not doing this. We're not going to replay or make up, not even replay, make up all this shit in my head that hasn't even happened so I can be upset and be mad. And I'm pretty good at cutting it off when I start it. But I don't know. It's just a weird day. So I was really productive at work today, got everything done, feeling good about that, even got some other work done. I'm in a good place, and it's one of those things, like, do we self-sabotage ourselves when we are in a good place? Like, do we set ourselves up to fail when we feel like we're reaching a good place? And I just wonder, I got a compliment from my boss last week, a really nice compliment. And those don't come often. Those are few and far between. So it's like, am I setting myself up? Things are going too good at work. Things are going, too well in other areas. So let's fuck it up somehow. I don't know. It's just one of I'm like super extra analytical of all my emotions and all my feelings right now. I have been praying to God every day, multiple times throughout the day, every night before I go to sleep. Please let me focus on the things that I cannot control, and don't let me worry about the things I can't control. I know that God has a plan for my life. The people that are meant to be in my life will be in my life. He will put those people in place. The people that aren't meant to be in my life, He will remove. And I firmly believe that. And sometimes, people that we want maybe aren't necessarily the people that should be there. They are valuable people. They taught us something. We learned a lot. We respect, we love them. But maybe they had their purpose. They had their lesson. They had their teaching, whatever that may be. Maybe they were never intended to be long term. And that really sucks when it's someone you want to be long term, but I can't control it. I can do what I can do. I can only control so much, and I can't control other people's actions or behaviors. And that's the biggest thing I've been repeating to myself all weekend, all yesterday, all today. And I think it's sinking in. I think it's finally starting to click. Maybe that's why I feel so blah. Part of the letting go process. I don't know. But I don't know. The journey continues. I am headed home right now. I'm sitting in the parking garage at work. And I will finish this up tonight when I get home. So I will see you all in a little bit. Hey guys, so we are back for part 3 of my day. So I figure I'd wait until I got home and show you what I try and do to get myself back on track and get myself going the right direction. So this is taped to my closet door. Positivity. This is a painting that I made that I actually just dumped a bunch of leftover colors and didn't really think it would turn out to be too much. And I ended up really loving it. And so what I did, I don't know if you can read it, there we go. I wrote all around the edge, love yourself first. So that is around all 4 corners of the painting. And I hung that one specifically right below this one, just to remind me who I am, what I have to offer. And then quick swing around here. This I put right above my mirror. Daily affirmations for confidence. This one's a little harder to read, and to be honest, when it printed kind of blurry, so I don't know how well you're going to be able to read it, but these are 27 daily affirmations. I don't necessarily say all of them every day. I just kind of say whichever one is speaking to me at the moment. So then through here into my bathroom, and I need to dump the humidifier. So these, okay, not to overshare, toilet, door. So every morning and every night when I sit down, these are what I stare at. And that's why I put them here. So daily affirmation. This one has been one of the big ones that I've been focusing on. Accepting only positive, exhaling the fears, not worrying about things that I can't control. I can't dwell on everything that might go wrong. The best thing to do is focus on what is going correctly. And then this one, I have this book. I have read it before. It's been several years ago. I just recently restarted it. Each of these 12 thoughts is a chapter. So it gives you the opportunity to get deeper into each one and how to really do each one. I scan them every day. I, try to take them to heart and really think about them as I go throughout my day. And I'll be honest, this is the hardest one for me to look at. Obviously, I wrote it for someone, and it gets harder and harder every day to look at that. I'm not 100% ready to take it down, But I think the time is coming for me to take it down, whether I want to or not. But sometimes those things are just out of our control. It doesn't matter what I do, what I think, what I feel. You can't control other people's actions. You can't control other people's opinions. So this one I put on my goals calendar, and it's to remind me. I know how foods affect my moods. I know how food how it affects how I perform, whether that is physically, mentally, emotionally, or all of the above. And then this one I put on the fridge to, again, just remind myself. I'm not trying to shove anything down and cover it up with food anymore. I spent, God knows, 7, 8, if not more years, literally eating myself into a food coma. Eating so much that I didn't have to think, I didn't have to feel, I didn't have to really stop and pay attention to anything. It was just, oh, food, more food, more food. Hey, food makes me sleepy. I just want to go to bed and forget it all. So these are what I do to help get me through my day as we journey back down the hallway. Those are what I have to tell myself sometimes. And some days it is not easy. Other days are better. And this is how I keep myself busy, keep my brain active. So this little guy is a single 4x4 inch tile that he was really just a test. I need to practice with it for my, on how to cover it. But I really like how it turned out. It's really cool. The purple is a sparkle, so it kind of catches the light. And then the gold just kind of pops up in there with the blues. And I mean, it's these 4 paints in the squeezy bottle. The dark blue, the light blue, the gold, and then this one back here is the sparkly purple. So you can see by the cups, I've been working on those. And then over here, I have been working on matching coasters. And then also my paintings down below. So that is what I have been doing to keep my mind and my hands active. Because speaking only for myself, I have found that the more downtime I have, where I'm just sitting around watching TV, don't want to do anything, scrolling Facebook or whatever too much, the more I tend to get down on myself. So here's the other 2 of the matchy ones. And here's the other 8 that match all of the glasses over there. So they're dry, they're ready. I'm just using this little one over here as a test to see the best way to cover them. I was just going to cover them with resin, but my resin experiment did not turn out as I thought it would. So you can see from my trash pile here, this painting is covered with resin. Now I purposely added a little glitter to the resin so you could see where the resin was and where it wasn't. And as you can see, there's divots in it where it's just not adhering to the canvas. Like right there is perfect. You can see all the little holes in it. So that's a problem. There we go. Thankfully, I did a test one first. I wasn't overly fond of that painting when I completed it, so I used it as my test. Because I don't want to ruin the paintings that are ready. And so I have to figure out what's going to work to cover them and keep them covered, because with the glasses, obviously that's paint, and even though I've taped up the lips of them, they still need to be covered with epoxy to be safe. So I now need to experiment a little bit to see what I can put down over this to then apply the resin to get everything coated appropriately. So that is what I plan on doing for tonight. I've got some other work I need to do on my laptop later, but I'm going to start this because it's going to take a while to dry. So that is what I do when I'm having, I can't even say down day. It's not that I had a down day. It was actually a pretty decent day overall. Just resigned? I don't know if that's the appropriate word. I've accepted that what I want is not necessarily what I need. So yeah, I've really been kind of focusing on this one. And, you know, when the negativity comes creeping in, I get it out. I'm just not dealing with it. I acknowledge that it's there, and then I tell myself I'm not gonna, you know, allow myself to create scenarios in my head that aren't true, that haven't even happened. Like, I'm getting all upset and frustrated of shit that I'm making up in my head, which is just stupid, and I know I've talked about that before. So I focus on the good things, focus on the things I'm doing well, and I will receive what I am meant to receive. Just because I want it doesn't mean it's what I'm meant to have. And that thought really sucks sometimes. But I look at some of this stuff, and that is a painting of a horse. One of the first horses I ever rode. She was like riding a mirror, which is partly why I did her in silver. I could think that I was okay and calm and cool and whatever, and then I get on her and she's like, oh, why are we so upset today? And I'm like, oh, okay, apparently I'm a little not quite as calm as I thought I was. She was a 1,200 pound mirror, for lack of a better term. She was an excellent reflector of what you were thinking and feeling, whether you realized what you were thinking or feeling or not. This painting I did and I really love. You don't really get to see all the good parts until the light hits it, which is to me kind of the fun part. So this is one that I did cover with resin, and you can see this is an even finish, and I really like the way it looks, but this one doesn't have any silicone in it, which is what is keeping the resin from sticking on the other ones. So I've spent a lot of time making these paintings. I really like this one too. It's one of my favorites. It's super sparkly. To keep myself busy, to keep myself active, and to keep my mind off things that I can't control. And so that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm not going to let myself be pulled down into negativity, pulled down into what ifs. Well, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if he says this? What if he says that? I can't control what other people do. All I can control is my reaction and my response. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to control my reaction and my response. And my response is to focus on the things that are going really good, focus on the things that I can control, and everything else, we'll sort it out the way it's supposed to be. I know God has a plan for my life. I may not understand all the details. It's not my place to understand. God does, and that's all that matters. So that is all for today. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.